Hi everyone, it's Dr. Dave coming back to you from New York, the epicenter of the COVID-19 pandemic. Okay, so there is so much information that we have to digest with COVID-19, and it's been a whirlwind 2 to 3 months. But the one thing, despite all the tragedy and all the pressure and stress we've all gone through, the one thing, the silver lining that we've been holding on to is the fact that kids really have not been affected. Well, over the last couple of weeks, there have been reports that some children can be affected by COVID-19 by developing a severe inflammatory response. In fact, this is being called pediatric multi-system inflammatory disease or disorder. And these are children who, after being exposed to COVID-19, develop severe inflammation. The inflammation typically affects arteries. It can affect lots of different organs in the body, but typically affects arteries, and the blood pressure can tend to go low. They almost become what we call shock-like syndrome. So that's the bad news. One thing we have to understand, though, is this is not common. This is still relatively rare. There was a study of 48 children in a medical intensive care unit, and out of the 48, 40 of them had other underlying medical conditions, cerebral palsy, breathing problems, walking problems, etc. So they were already vulnerable. So typically, healthy children will not be affected by this. But the fact is, some will. So what is it? This is a severe inflammatory response to COVID-19. It resembles a disease. It is not the same, but it resembles a disease called Kawasaki's disease, which is inflammation typically of blood vessels. And it can present with a high fever, red lips, red tongue, rash on the hands and feet, feeling very tired. And the key is this. The key is if you notice a child has these symptoms, don't delay, don't wait because you're afraid to get them to the pediatrician or the hospital because of COVID-19 exposure. If they demonstrate these signs or symptoms and they're not looking well, you have to reach out to your pediatrician and get them checked. There is treatment for this condition, and the majority of children do well. So the important thing is not to panic, to understand that it's rare, and if your child has symptoms that you're not sure of that may resemble this disease or disorder, you have to reach out and get them checked, okay? So that's the latest on COVID-19, how it affects children. Still rare, but something we need to be aware of. Okay, guys, until next time, this is Dr. Dave.